Hello, so we're on to table 27, but before I go into that, there's a few bits of news, all Pinball FX3 related. Firstly, the most recent is that today, or rather yesterday, we had an update and it fixed a few issues. The major one for me is that it fixed the issue where the table stopped playing its actual music and would play the tune you're hearing now whenever you had more than one go. So that has now been sorted, and I'm rather pleased about that because I found that extremely irritating. So if you are one of those people who couldn't get the game to start, I do know, actually I know about, I think it's 3 who have that problem. This is not likely to fix that issue. So yeah, everyone I know has who can't get this game to start all have the same problem, which is that the game seems to be using DirectX 11, although I can't see anything in the game that actually strikes me as being, oh yes, that's definitely using DX11 there. So yeah, I mean obviously it must be, but I can't see where. So yeah, the only thing that's going to fix that is buying a new graphics card, which is, well, it's not an option if you're using a laptop, and if you're using a desktop, is this game really worth buying a new graphics card for? Well, probably not if you've already got Pinball FX2. Anyway, that brings me on to the next piece of news. This isn't so good. Zen Studios have now completely withdrawn Pinball FX2. So you can't buy it from Zen, you can't buy it from the Xbox marketplace, and you can't buy it from Steam. I say buy, it was always a free download. So if you don't already have FX2, you can't get it now. And likewise, if you have got FX2 but there are tables that you do not have, and you see one of my videos and think, yeah, I'll have that, it's too late. They are no longer available. So when, or as it may be now, if I do the 2 South Park tables for FX2, it's purely going to be just to make sure I've done all of the tables, because you won't be able to buy them. As it is, after my review, I doubt I'm going to make people want to buy the South Park pack anyway. So yes, unfortunately FX2 has gone the way of the dodo. Obviously though, if you have got FX2 already, you know, in Steam or whatever, you can still play it, and you can still play all of the tables you've got. You just can't buy any new ones for it. A lot of people are less than pleased about that, and I'm one of them actually. I don't see why they felt it necessary to withdraw FX2, especially as there are 4 tables that are definitely not coming to FX3, and then there's the 5th table, the Super League Football, which currently is not in FX3. It is coming, but it's not here yet. So it would have been nice to have, you know, FX2 still available so that people could play or buy those tables and still play them. Anyway, the third bit of news is not so, well, I wouldn't say important or interesting. It's not as like the first 2 were important or interesting, but I have already recorded a video for table 27, and to say it didn't go well is a masterpiece of understatement. Since I got FX3 and I've been doing videos of it, I've been trying to stay somewhat calm and somewhat serene when tables start getting really frustrating. But this one just totally broke me. I absolutely fucking snapped. I was livid beyond description. And in the end I let it beat me. And in the end I just said, I don't fucking care about giving a score. Make one up for yourself and give it that out of 10. So I just given up with the whole fucking thing. So yeah. And that was only a couple of days ago, so I don't know how well this is going to go. Not least because if we bring up the table selection, I haven't got a clue which one to do. I'm certainly not going to have another stab at doing the one that I did a couple of days ago, because yeah, I don't really feel like, I just don't feel like sitting through that again. So fuck it. Okay, let's do one of the 3 tables that are FX3 only. So this is from the Universal Classics set, and we shall do E.T.
Single player and hot seat.
Now I don't know about you, but I think E.T. is an unusual choice of subject matter for a pinball table. I don't know anybody who said, yeah, that's a title that's crying out for a pinball game, and yet now it's here. It is proving to be somewhat popular. Well, anyway, as you can see, my best score is 84,608,160, which currently has me second on my playlist here. There aren't a huge number of people who have played it, as you can see. So anyway, let's get the table loaded up. So here we are. Now, the first thing that you'll no doubt notice is that the table is pretty much all ramps. Now, although I'm not the biggest fan of tables that are nothing but ramps, in fact actually technically this isn't nothing but ramps, because most of these lanes here, like the 2 orbitals here, and you can see the second and third lanes, they all merge into one, and they're not actually ramped. There are only 2 actual ramps on the table. It just looks like there are a lot more. So yeah, initially you look at it and think that's a pretty boring layout, but well, let's get a game underway.
I'll be right here.
Now, I have been able to do the skill shot in the past. I've got no idea what the skill shot is.
Food.
Anyway, so here we go.
Good.
Now, if you keep hitting the spaceship, eventually it launches, and you then send the ball in the hole that it leaves, and I'm going to restart, and
I'm feeling fine.
let's have another stab at the no, it still can't do it. It would help if I actually knew what the skill shot was, but yeah, I don't. So I mean,
Nice one. You know.
as you would expect, it has all of the standard features that are in every Pinball FX table.
He's trying to tell us.
And although the layout you know, the first impressions you get regarding the layout is one that suggests, yeah, it's a bit boring. It's actually not too bad. So right, fire that in there, and we'll do the first mission, which is surrounded. Now in this mission you basically have to guide E.T., who is the silver ball, through this cornfield and pick up the whatever these sweet things are. So I will use the bonus score there, and then I'll do it again in now. So you would get 5 million, but I've just doubled that, so I got 10 million for that. I don't know how the fuck I managed to get away with that. Now, like a lot of the newer tables, with this one, as you try and light up the letters down the bottom there, if you send the ball down a lane that's already lit, it turns that light out. I'm not a big fan of tables that do that, but oh well. Right, so I managed to spell out the word phone, and when you do that, a phone appears on the table and you have to pick it up, and you score 1 million for doing so. I had to explain that while I wasn't doing it, because unintentionally I managed to get through that part fucking quick. So anyway, now we have to collect the sweets. Oh sorry, it's American candy. Before the timer runs out. I've never been able to complete this mode, and I'm not going to now either. That's a shitty bonus, 436,000. Okay, not hard enough, and that was even more pathetic. Well, did I get the skill shot or what? It would appear not. Now I do get the impression that the achievement on this table is somewhat easy, because just about everybody I know who has this table has got the achievement. Of course, not me. Actually, I've not even got close. You have to get the 10 times bonus. Let's try the candy collecting one again. Sending the ball just round and round this orbital is not going to get me through this mode.
Like this.
I've still got 2 lanes. I just can't get them.
I have absolute.
That, I thought that was going straight out. Okay, so now there's only 3 left to get, and they're all in that one row, and you just know I'm not going to fucking get them. Well, that's the flipper I needed it to be on. Okay, I did manage to get them. That was pure luck. Even more luck than usual in pinball tables. So anyway, let's get the review underway then. Graphically, I think the table looks great. I don't see anything though that makes me think, yes, this definitely needed to be a Pinball FX3 exclusive. We'll do the rescuing frogs.
Come on, help me.
And once you get the frogs out of the like bell jars or whatever, if you then hit them with the ball, you score another 500,000. I've only ever completed that mode once. So,
I set and clear.
oh, well, it looks like I got an extra ball somewhere. Don't know where or how. It looks like I have to hit the hit a particular target once I've. Oh, fuck it, it's only a skill shot. It's not like it fucking matters. So anyway, on with the review. So yeah, graphically I think it looks fine. I mean, alright, E.T. don't look fuck all like he does in the film. It's been so long since I've seen it that I couldn't tell you if Elliot looks like he does in the film either. But everything else looks, you know, perfectly okay. Right, where is the phone part? There. I don't know what phone part it was. Right, so now I've got to avoid the lights. Well, I'll fuck that up. And then that fucking happens as well. Oh, fuck it. I didn't realise I still had another ball. And missed the target. And again.
Nice one.
The spaceship does look quite a bit like the spaceship as far as I can remember from the film. So anyway, that's graphics done. Audio, it's all pretty innocuous. The music is, you know, a bit too nicey, and so are the sound effects. You know, all fucking Elliot sounds more like a girl than a boy, or at least it does to me. Maybe it's because his bollocks haven't dropped yet, so his voice hasn't broken. Makes him sound a bit pathetic and weedy. E.T. Oh, okay, that's that mode completed again.
You know, food.
E.T. sort of sounds like he does in the film. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Well, I suppose it's good considering that this is, you know, a game based on the film, but yeah, sounding like that, I just, nah. I'm not a fan of the film. I find it irritating. I'd rather have got the score, but okay. And then, okay, so the gameplay, well, like I say, the layout initially makes you think it's going to be boring and there's not going to be a lot to it. In fact, it's quite an enjoyable table.
Come on, help me.
Okay.
Ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
So we've got to hit the flashing lanes. It would be a good idea if I could, you know, hit one. Alright, so I got one. and then I keep hitting the same
Look for
fucking
another
one.
house.
Right, 2. And this is definitely the middle table of the pack. It's not the best table of the 3, but it is far better than the worst. So yeah, it could have been a lot worse.
You know, food.
And despite not being a fan of the subject matter, I think the table's okay. So I score it 7 out of 10. And oh fucking hell, another extra ball. And missed the target again.
We should just grab anything you can make a machine out of. Nice one.
So the fun part is by the target of the ball locked area there. So I haven't got a clue what I've scored. 45.9 million was that? Well, it's not a bad go. It's over half my best, so yeah, I suppose I could say it's been an okay go. I'm not going to get anywhere near my best though. Oh, especially if I keep doing that, for fuck's sake. Well, there you go. So game over. That is ET then. Yeah, 7 out of 10 for that one. It's not a bad table at all. I've certainly played far worse.
Single player results.
But there are a few better ones out there. Nevertheless, this and the good table do make the universal pack worth getting. I say the bad table in the pack is really fucking awful, but yeah, this and the good one more than make up for it. So much so that yeah, I would recommend buying the actual universal pack. But anyway, I have to cover the rest of those some other time. So that is ET then for Pinball FX3. That gets 7 out of 10. That's this one done. I'll be back with table 28 when I have decided what that one will be.